Today's program is brought to you by Whole Foods Market, a dynamic leader in the quality food business, a mission-driven company that aims to set the standards of excellence for food retailers. For more information, visit WholeFoodsMarket.com.
I'm Greg Blaze, host of Cutting the Curd. You're listening to Heritage Radio Network, broadcasting live from Bushwick, Brooklyn. If you like this program, visit heritageradionetwork.org for thousands more.
We talk about food. We talk about music with musical dudes. Finger on the pulse, snacky tunes.
Oh my. Hello and welcome to Snacky Tunes. Annie Hart bringing us in. Coming up later in the show of famed Au revoir Simone and working on her second baby project, which we're pretty pumped about. I'm one half of your host, Darren Bresnitz. Shout out to Greg Bresnitz. Joining us in the hot seat is Carter Adams.
Hello.
Beard's looking good.
Thank you.
Yeah, strong beard look.
Yeah, it's that super spring beard.
Yeah, it's that beard you want when it's like 80 degrees outside.
Which is basically today.
Today. Thank God summer's finally here.
It's my Coachella beard.
Oh, my God. Haven't washed it since Florence broke her foot. Topical joke. Topical joke. Super pumped. Summer's back, which means we're all looking at barbecue, grilling, and who better to get us in the mood for the barbecue season is Joe Carroll, Fet Sal, Saint Assam, Spine Dival, James Beard, Nodded, Samia, and
right.
Nick Fauchild. Got it? Boom.
Got it.
Phonetics. Welcome to the show, boys. Welcome back. I can only imagine what the lines are like at Fet Sal today.
It's busy.
Yeah? Busy?
I assume.
You assume.
It is busy. I was over there earlier. The garden at Spoon Dival is very nice today.
Oh, yeah.
So,
That's great.
We lost
my
our
favorite
fig
spot.
tree this winter.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Pour one out.
Super bummed.
What happened? Just too cold?
You know, it got pretty banged up last winter. After
yeah.
last winter, we lost maybe a third of it.
Wow.
And it just... we were worried about it after this winter, and a couple of weeks ago I saw it, and the entire trunk all the way up split.
Ooh.
I think it must have frozen on the... who knows? I don't know. It's a shame, though. It's old. It's an old fig tree.
Yeah.
We've still got a cherry tree back there and tons of grapevines. And
You take that fig tree out behind the woodshed?
yeah,
Give it an old yeller
That's right.
send off?
No, I'm going to cut it down, and I'm going to use it in the smoker, actually, at Feta.
Oh.
Yeah.
Waste not, want not.
That's right.
So you guys are on here talking about your first cookbook and new cookbook,
right.
one and the same, Feeding the Fire, 20 different methods of grilling, barbecuing, all things like that.
Lessons
learned. I like the press release. It's like, he's not from the South, he's not some great descendant of barbecue.
Right.
Like,
It's true.
It's pretty good. So why this book? Why write this?
I had to write something.
Okay. Well, thanks for coming. I really appreciate it.
great.
I mean,
Look,
This is hot dogs, right?
it was a matter of, highlighting what we were doing at both Feta Sao and St. Anselm, and
Yeah.
that's slow cooking meat and fast cooking meat, barbecuing and grilling. And it's funny, they're kind of on the opposite ends of the spectrum as far as cooking methods go, but they're weirdly linked in that, well, first of all, they're meat-driven things, but they're really they're summertime things, they're outdoor things, they're things that you do for large groups of people. And I think it's why, the word barbecue gets corroborated into, corrupted into, meaning grilling, too.
Yeah. Yeah. So, what would you say is the method for beginners? What is, if you're going to ease into this, what is something where you go, if you want grilled meat, you want some of that smoky flavor, this is where you start?
Well, when it comes to grilling, start with fattier cuts. Start with more forgiving cuts. When it comes to barbecue, stay away from beef until you kind of hone your skills a bit.
Really?
And why is that?
Beef is tough, man. Beef is a difficult animal to barbecue in general. It's harder to get any kind of smoke into the meat, and it takes longer to break down all of the connective tissue, all of the collagen that's in the meat. And when it comes to things like brisket in particular, brisket, you have the couple of things going against you. One, that it's beef, and the other, that it's a weirdly shaped piece of meat. It's not even in any way.
Right.
Really thin, lean end, really thick, fatty end. So kind of dealing with that stuff can be a pain. It's difficult to nail it, to really get it to come out right. And, learning how far you have to go with cooking something before the collagen is really broken down, all that connective tissue is really broken down, is way past when the meat is done. So there's also this sort of discipline that you have to learn, especially when it comes to beef, because it takes that much longer.
And that window between undercooked and overcooked is a lot
small.
tighter with
Yeah.
beef.
Small?
Yeah, with beef in particular.
Pork shoulder is a good place to start.
Yeah, pork is really much more forgiving.
Pork shoulder is forgiving as nothing else.
And delicious.
So delicious.
Lamb's a good place to start.
So, being in New York, and some people are lucky enough to have a grill outside, but I know that you have some methods for cooking with fire inside.
A few things. It's look, I'm not going to try to pull the wool over anyone's eye. It's not the same thing. It's not.
No.
It's not doing it outdoors, and barbecuing in particular indoors is definitely the shades away from what it really is if you have the ability to do it outside. But there's ways of pulling it off. There's ways of setting up kind of an indoor smoker, on your stovetop or in your oven, and there's also fuel to use that aren't necessarily logs, obviously.
Yeah.
And I don't mean just wood chips. Using tea, for example, like tea smoked duck is a wonderful thing. If you, again, living in New York, lots of New Yorkers are familiar with it. And that's it's not exactly barbecue, but it's definitely smoking meat.
Duck's about the biggest thing I would smoke inside.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You want to stay. I mean, you want to stay small. You don't have the indoors. It's to pull a brisket off indoors with really smoking it is.
I mean, that's 12, 16 hours.
Yeah, man. Plus the time, right?
Yeah.
If you're lucky enough to have a fireplace, though, and I am one of those people lucky enough to have a fireplace at home, I use that all the time for grilling.
Really?
Yeah, grilling
inside.
Constantly. Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's badass too. If you get what's called a Tuscan grill, right? That's what you use indoors.
Yeah, it's just an iron grate.
Right.
It's really simple. It's like a $10 little cast iron thing. You make a fire, wait till it gets down to some coals, and throw that over it, and you have an amazing hot grill.
What's your favorite grilling accessory that you've stumbled across when working on this book?
For me, I mean, outside of great tongs, really great tongs, I love grill baskets of all different sorts because it allows you to do a lot of items that grill really well, but that aren't the easiest thing to do on just a plain naked grill.
Such as?
All different vegetables, fish, seafood, small seafood,
It's like having a skillet.
Yeah,
you can cook
gotcha.
anything in a skillet. A grill basket does the same thing on the grill. It's great. You introduced me to that.
Yeah,
I
they're
give you
really-
credit for that.
both styles too. The ones, as Nick mentioned, that are more like a skillet shaped, and then other ones that kind of close down, clamp down, and you can do a lot of various seafood in all at once. And they kind of lock in there, so they're not going to shift around and move around. You flip them easily.
There's a great recipe in the book. It's just a bunch of seafood, herbs, lemons, a bunch of other stuff, and you just toss it in the grill basket, and it's like a 5-minute, 10-minute thing. It's easy.
It probably takes longer to build the fire than to cook it.
Exactly. Right.
How much time should you give to build a proper fire?
I mean, I guess there's a lot of variables there, but
Yeah.
you got
Grilling, about half-hour start from when you light the coals to when you're ready to start grilling.
Absolutely,
Okay.
especially if you're dealing with charcoal in particular.
Yeah. So in researching this book, what was the most unique, crazy, never thought of, never heard of grilling barbecue method that just blew your mind?
Jeez, I don't
No
know.
pressure.
I don't.
This stuff's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and
What did we see on the road? Did we see anything weird? A lot of shitty stuff.
Yeah,
Really?
of course,
All right, we can
yeah,
talk about that.
absolutely,
What were some of the
absolutely.
shitty things? Those are always fun.
People using scrap lumber and plywood and stuff full of
Right.
chemicals.
No,
and glue
come up.
Yeah,
Oof.
absolutely.
all over the country. Yeah.
Yeah, cheap. It's cheap.
Just cheap, like, chemically treated plywood.
Yeah, I mean, just any kind of scrap wood they could get their hands on.
Would you eat that meat?
We did.
I mean,
Body
would
is a
I eat
temple.
day.
Body is a temple.
Would
my
I
friend.
eat it frequently? No, but
Right.
we're on the road, and yeah. Unfortunately, one of the sad things is that there's a lot of great barbecue out in the South and the West, but predominantly it's all kind of
A lot less than we think there is.
yeah.
It's hard to find sometimes.
What, good barbecue?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's few and far between. Even down south, even in the most famous of places, it's few and far between.
Look, the thing about barbecue is that it's, it can be really cheap. I mean, real cheap meat, cheap wood, cheap everything.
Absolutely.
And you see, like, chopped brisket in a shack, and you're like, wow, this is so cheap. And you go, yeah,
Right.
yeah, it is cheap.
Right.
It is
This is cheap meat.
This is cheap meat.
It's hard to make cheap meat good.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say, I'm so excited to see New York really remove the urban barbecue, the urban part of it.
Right.
It's just barbecue now. I
Right.
mean, it's really just become such a real barbecue town.
But I think the defining
question.
characteristic of New York barbecue
Yeah.
or a lot of city barbecue is the using better ingredients, using better meat.
Oh, of course.
That itself will set it apart from 95% of what else is out there.
Yeah, but then the flip is you hear people can be like, I can't believe New York barbecue is so expensive, blah, blah, blah.
Well,
blah,
right.
blah. Yeah.
There's
like, well-
there's also rent.
Oh, well, yeah, and also ventilation and things
Right,
like
all
that.
that stuff. Mike Mills, who
Oh, yeah, Mike.
is a barbecue legend, amazing guy, like just absolutely wonderful person. In his book, Peace, Love, and Barbecue, he talks about getting involved with Danny Meyer and Blue Smoke. And one of the things that at the time, now this is going back, I don't know, 15 years ago or so, right? Maybe more. One of the things that he was so surprised at was how they were going to do everything from scratch at Blue Smoke. They were going to make their desserts from scratch. And this is coming from one of the best guys in the business.
Right.
Really. So there is this, method of doing things that has happened for so long. And unfortunately, post World War II has changed a lot, made convenience, and people took shortcuts and all this stuff. And it's nice to see things pushing back the other way finally. But, again, 99% of the places you go to, even the most legendary places, they're taking these shortcuts. They're using store-bought sauce or,
Does barbecue go back that far? Pre-World War II?
Oh, are you kidding?
I mean, obviously grilled meat, but like barbecue, the way that we think about modern barbecue.
Look, barbecue and its roots goes back very far.
Colonial.
But, right, but, right. I mean,
But
the way we look at barbecue today, yes,
yeah.
really goes back to colonial times or just post-colonial.
Huh.
Yeah. It's very old. It was, in fact, it was much more ubiquitous than we think it was, and the way we view it today, it was done in the North frequently and all the time, and for political fundraisers and all sorts of different things.
I know about the beefsteak.
Well, beefsteak is another function that was a political fundraiser, but actual barbecues. If you go back and do the research, you'll find sort of postings in newspapers for barbecues in like Vermont for like political fundraisers, where they're doing a whole hog or whole cows, sides of beef at a time.
Yeah. Give me barbecue, give me death, something like that.
Right.
So, I know that at Feta Salad and at Spine Dive, it's all really about whiskey, beer, things like that, but you end your book with wine.
Right, so there's...
being a pairing, which I know, Carter, you're a huge fan of wine and
yeah, I
everything.
love wine, but also like when I think of like St. Anselm, I'm like, oh wow, this is a steakhouse for people who actually like wine. Right. Not necessarily. It's not your classic. Oh, you've got your Bordeaux blends and everything like that. You can go and have really fun with it.
It's one of the quirkiest wine lists anywhere, but definitely in Brooklyn.
It's funny, in putting that wine list together, I never thought twice about it. It's really a reflection of two things: what I love to drink, and also what I think is going to go best with the menu there.
Yeah, sure.
And I never really thought about it much. And then as we were open for a while, and people started talking about the wine list and writing about it or talking to me about it, they would point out that it's kind of odd. Wine list.
Yeah, you would never think
you'd
see like Van Joan in a on the wine list at a steakhouse. But yeah, it's really good.
And that's the way and I gotta say, it wasn't really done on purpose. There was no master plan here, but the way things broke down when I opened Spite and Dival, it was very beer focused, and we were doing a lot of cured meats. That's really the thing there. We don't have a proper kitchen there. And then Feta Sal became smoked meats and whiskey, American whiskey. That's the whole focus.
And
of
great
that
beer.
program. And great beer, no question. But the beer wasn't the focus.
No, the whiskey is. Yeah.
We have 10 taps, 9 of which are beer, craft beer, and that's it. There's no other beer.
What's that 10th tap?
It's cider. I always have cider at some of the, at every place in some form or another. And then when Anselm opened, it was grilled meats and wine. Wine became the focus there.
It's so awesome. I love St. Anselm.
Nice, thank you.
For people who it's always funny to see people who go there and like, no, it's a steakhouse, but you always got to be like, it's not like any other steakhouse you've ever seen, because people, when they think of steakhouse, they think of Keen's,
right,
or Peter Luger.
Awesome. I love those places,
which is great.
Not that, yeah.
But it's not that. Right. But I'm like, you're gonna get one of the best steaks you'll ever have. It's just not going to be a 90-year-old waiter named Gus.
No, it's true. But I mean, you think I've sent so many people to St. Anselm.
Oh, yeah.
It's like that's the place. It's like, well, where do you want to go? Like, what's the Williamsburg restaurant? We have some switch it up. It's like, go to St. Anselm, get the hanger steak.
Have some of them
get the mashed
actually
potatoes.
gotten in to eat?
Yeah. Well, you send them early. Or you just go and you get on the list, and then you go next door to Spoon Dival.
Yeah.
Actually, my girlfriend was like, if you're talking to Joe Carroll today, ask him if there's a secret to the 2-hour wait.
Nice.
I was like, I'll work on it.
We just started this weekend, actually. We were doing brunch, and it was like a brunch menu, very brunchy menu. And it was fun putting that together. And we took, obviously, some components from the normal menu. But we just this weekend stopped doing the brunch menu and just started doing our menu. For brunch, because that's what everyone was asking.
That's what everyone's want. They're like, it's like, I got it at Feta Sal. It's like, you can't get what you came for.
Right.
But you can get poached eggs. You're like,
okay.
Well, thank you. One last question.
Sure.
Favorite all-time grilled summer combo, meat, drink. What do you like? What's the one thing you want to put together?
I always lean towards seafood on the grill in the summer. It's just it's got all the right things. It's works great on the grill. Plus, I just love I tend to eat more seafood in the summer, particularly shellfish. I think shellfish works so well on the grill. And then, man, you can go in so many different directions from Chablis to Sauvignon Blanc to Champagne. I mean, you really can't go wrong with Champagne ever. So
no, you cannot. Well, I want to thank you guys for coming by, for continuing to add awesome things to Williamsburg restaurants and everything.
Thanks.
And the book is out on Artisan. Thanks, Patrick, for setting this up. Always a big fan of the PR dudes. The men and the women behind the show who makes this happen, who go, man, I need a guest. And someone goes, do you need someone for this weekend? So Feeding the Fire out on May 12th.
That's right.
Super pumped.
Yeah.
Pre-order on Amazon?
Of course.
I'm assuming so.
Yeah.
Yes?
Absolutely.
Is that a yes? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. Well, we got the wonderful ladies of Brutal Magazine coming up next, talking about all amazing stuff. Quick note, I got engaged this week. Super pumped.
It was last week, actually.
It was last week, a week ago.
I forgot already.
Your timing on this whole engagement thing is so weird.
So
you're the only person I've ever met that was looking at venue contracts before the ring was on the finger.
Fact. And we just put in our contract on Friday. But anyway, this one goes out to Anna, who I love, and I'm happy that we're engaged here on Snacky Tunes.
Better to be and bigger than the other. Heart on your sleeve and hat on your head. Well, I want to see you play with the shadow. Hypnotize me with every step. Asleep or sitting at the doctor. I don't believe a thing that he says. We're ordinary, and people like I told you are following me everywhere. And bottle it up, bottle it up, bottle it up, bottle it up. Girl, you seem so nice, but I'll be by morning time, baby. Baby, I'll be gone. You fooled me once or twice, but the boy inside can't unwind. Maybe I'll go home. To be and looking for an answer out in the sea and under your bed. Well, I'll probably just leave it till the morning. My energy is already spent. And bottle it up, 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 bottle it up. So nice, but I'll be gone by morning time, baby. Baby, I'll be gone. You fooled me once or twice. Oh, the boy inside can't unwind. Maybe I'll go home, spoiling appetite with bigger eyes than belly size, baby. Baby, I'll be gone. You fooled me once or twice, but the boy inside can't unwind. Maybe I'll go home.
That song. So good. Great show at Coachella. I think I saw Card out in GA the entire time, right?
Totally there.
Just deep in the mix of, just camping, walking around with no shoes.
Super dusty.
Oh my god!
Festival beard.
I saw so many people with no shoes on at Coachella, and it's
disgusting.
It's so gross. just gross. Oh, before I forget, Heritage Radio has an awesome Kickstarter going on. We are rebuilding our new website to make it easier to find shows and to spread the love and have more news and have it not look like it was built in 2002. So go to Kickstarter, search Heritage Radio Network. A lot of awesome gifts if you support. Yeah, we need a new website.
I don't know. 2002 was kind of like the heyday of the internet for me, so it all went down a hill after that.
Was it Dancing Hamster? Was that what it was? Flying Toasters?
Actually, the Flying Toaster. I haven't thought about that in a minute, but that was good.
I'm surprised I've never seen someone with a flying toaster tattoo.
I'm sure there's out there.
I'm sure it's out there. Well, I want to welcome to Snacky Tunes the lovely ladies of Brutal Mag.
Yay.
Which might be Brutal Magazine, which might be one of the best names for a food magazine.
Thank you.
Where did you? Yeah. I mean, story behind the name of the magazine.
Well, we had talked about doing something together for a long time. We didn't know the format or how it would kind of go into play. But then we started talking about doing this magazine. And it was actually one moment. I remember my parents were in town. Mm-hmm. We were sitting on the couch having breakfast, and we were just flicking through magazines and newspapers. And I'm like, this is what we're going to do. So I'm calling John up. I'm like, dude, you have to meet me at the local coffee store. I have something that I want to pitch to you. So we met up, and that was kind of the start. And Brutal, the name, I think
we were tossing out a ton of names, really, and it was really the only one that felt right.
Yeah.
I originally kind of laughed at it, and then it actually really just dawned on us how right it was.
Yeah.
In a way.
We had, I remember one name that was up there for a long time.
What was it?
Ritual.
And it was just so perfect.
I think you chose right. I made the right choice.
I think you chose right. I think Ritual, I would have been
yeah, exactly, right?
It's a little heavy. Brutal for being heavy actually has a fun play side.
Yeah.
It's energetic and...
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what we want. Yeah.
So, for those who are not familiar with Brutal Magazine, and there's one issue out, another issue coming out in about 2 weeks.
Yeah. Very soon, yes.
Very soon. What is Brutal Magazine? Why... three-part question. For those who don't know Brutal Magazine, what is it? Why put out an actual physical magazine, and what are you saying it's different than any other food magazine right now? Oof. Answer it in any way you want.
You go on the first one.
What was the first one?
What is it?
Oh,
what is it?
Brutal is a food and art and fashion magazine. It's a fun magazine. Food is the common thread. I think it will always be the main topic, but we have other passions that we want to express, and so it's a little bit of everything. But I think food is is our medium and how we want to have fun with it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Second question.
Physical magazine. Why?
That's the biggest question.
Yeah. I think for us it was a discussion to have kind of early on, because we were supposed to be just a blog, and then we got really good names, and I was like, well, this kind of deserves more than just a blog, another blog. So we scrambled our money together and got 300 copies printed.
That's a good number.
It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right. I think we were so naive to use it. We can just do this, and then we just had to make it happen, basically. So, but I think the question that we get a lot is why are you doing a printed magazine? That's just stupid. And I don't think it is. It's just more about what content you put out there. I think, print is still relevant. It's just what you decide to choose your money on. So, hopefully Brutal can be part of that movement to, kind of make people more aware of what they're actually reading about.
Yeah. I think magazine culture still exists in the same way that vinyl collecting and 7-inch culture exists. I think there's people who still really support it and love it.
Absolutely.
And then finally, in such a diluted, crowded marketplace as food magazines, what are you saying differently?
I think we have a lot of humor.
It's a lot of fun with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Awesome.
fun is the... I mean, not that other magazines are unfun, but I think we just do it... No, not at all.
No, I don't think anyone was thinking that. I don't think anyone
No, but I don't want to... I don't want to...
fired.
Fire.
Well, you preface the entire question by saying, "Oh, in a diluted, crowded food magazine world."
That's not negative. It's just a lot of people are saying a lot of things.
No, it's just it's our way of expressing how we have fun with food and.
How do you have fun with food?
We play around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think we're different because we have the visual aesthetics that we choose to have is different. I think it's important for us to not take ourselves too seriously. It kind of open up a lot of creative paths and collaborations. So I think for us it was just kind of because you have food magazines there and they're doing a great thing, but we can't do the same thing again and think that we're gonna top that. What is out there is already there. Yeah. And so we needed to find our own voice in it. So that's how we do it.
So how long did it take to put out the first one, and then how long does it take to put out the second one?
Well, we had that talk in April, so pretty much a year ago, and then we had it in our hands printed beginning of August of last year.
That's a really good turnaround. It's a lot of late nights and weekends.
We had the momentum and we ran with it.
We did it.
So the second one was a lot faster then.
Actually, yeah, it was a little bit. Well, don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean, then you kind of know more about how long it will take to produce and all that stuff. So I think we started producing. The first story was in mid-January. Yeah, and then we kind of wrapped it in mid-March.
Yeah, mid to late March.
Yeah. But we did so many other things on the side with this issue, so it took us longer to kind of make it all sharp and strong.
Because you do events on the side. You do events with the magazine as well, right?
Yes.
A lot of collaborations and events.
What's your favorite event? What have you done that you really were proud of?
Proud of everything.
Of course you're proud of everything, but one that was...
I think
5 events?
I think what I would like to highlight would be the Brutal Juice dinner party that we did with David Tanis and Gerardo Gonzalez.
See, Brutal Juice just sounds awesome.
Yeah. It was awesome.
If you say that 3 times, does it appear?
Exactly. That was a part of our copy for one of our Instagram promotions too.
Brutal Juice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was the event?
That was a dinner that we had in collaboration with Nicholas Morgenstern and Gerardo Gonzalez from El Rey and David Tanis. We got this space on Howard Street for 2 nights, and we kind of made this jungle installation on top of the whole table, and just went for it with plants and weird flowers and
neon lights.
Yeah, and then the menu was kind of also Brutal Juice, so it was you can tell maybe a little bit more about the food.
A little bit was David Tanis and Gerardo collaborated on the menu. It was very Mexican themed and oriented. The vegan chicharrones from El Rey was on there, which is just incredible.
What are they made out of?
Nutritional yeast.
Whoa.
Which is, everybody's in on that right now. And
okay.
Yeah, they're delicious.
So, chicharrones that are good for you?
Yeah.
Down.
Yeah.
So good for you.
Totally down. So what's the theme for Brutal number 2?
It's called Stripped.
Okay.
And it's all about, stripping it down, what makes sense to the people that we are interviewing, kind of getting things down to the core and talking about real stuff instead of all the fluff and mumbo jumbo. So, yeah.
What's important and what really matters.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
You have a website, right?
Yes.
Which is?
Brutalmag.com.
Ooh.
There you
And
go.
I just want to say we have a release party for the second issue in about 2 weeks.
Okay.
So keep
You guys can come and dance.
yes.
Yeah.
And hang out.
So check out our Instagram, Brutal Magazine, or our website, or our Facebook.
I
for,
cannot believe that
updates.
Brutal Magazine was not taken.
Hey, listen. Sometimes it just
Sometimes
here.
it's so right.
It's so right.
Yeah, everything comes together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for
having
having
us.
I'll see you on the dance floor.
Yes.
We got Annie Hart coming up next live. Are you ready?
Well, I don't have anything like plugged in or turned on.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get that sorted.
When you're awful low and your heart is gone to sea, leave your lonely here with me. When you're awful low, abide with me. And your friends are awful long. I'll be waiting here. Leave. When your friends are all alone. Heart has gone to sea.
It's so good. That is 100% Greg and mine's total sweet spot for music. Annie, welcome back to the Snacky Tunes.
Hi.
It's so good to see you.
It's so nice to see you.
And it's so funny because when Radical Dads, who are so awesome, who are also about to drop a kid,
two kids.
so many play dates.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? No?
They're both they're moving.
Oh, they're moving?
Robbie's moving to California, and then Chris and Lindsay are moving to New Jersey, so I'm just going to cry.
Oh,
I'm
man.
going to stay home and cry.
And Heather's in San Francisco?
Heather's in San Francisco. What do I have left in my life?
I don't know, just like a handsome husband and two beautiful children. And your music.
Oh, yeah. And cooking.
And cooking. So I guess nothing. Welcome back. It's so good to see you. I always love seeing you. But it was funny because I guess you were sitting down when I saw you, and I didn't realize that you're like 2 weeks from dropping this kid.
Yeah.
And then when I saw you, I was like, she is very pregnant.
Yeah.
But like in the most beautiful way possible.
Oh, thank you.
So welcome.
Thanks.
So happy.
Ditto.
Solo project.
Solo project.
Which was a surprise. It was just on my, I want to say either Facebook feed or Instagram feed or something that I was like, oh, she's doing a song. And I was like, it's a good song.
Oh, thank you.
Can't Stop, Won't Stop.
Can't Stop, Won't Stop. It's like Heather's gone. You can't have a trio and downgrade to a duo without betraying the essence of the trio, so you kind of just have to go it alone.
You could start a new group called Heather Moved Away.
Heather Moved Away, and I hate it.
First song is whatever. So what made you want to do the solo project?
Well, it's kind of like I started playing music because I just have always been hypnotized by music. I've always been obsessed with just playing by myself. And I never thought anybody in the whole world would ever want to hear it. And then I've been encouraged over the years to either join bands or was literally forced to join my first band. And then, I came to this place where why am I going to be alone playing synthesizers? There's more to honor the synthesizers that I've been spending so much money on than anything else. I feel like if you have these ideas, you should share them.
Yeah. It's like honoring your sushi knife.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so I told you about my sushi knife. I went to Kyoto. We were on tour. Au revoir, Simone was on tour.
I did not know that. Okay, go on.
And we're in Japan, and I found... So there's this... I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's Aritsugu or something. There's like a very famous sushi knife place in Kyoto. But then apparently... That's just like the tourist trap one.
Okay.
But there's this dude who's like 90 years old, and I had to take a taxi really far out of town. He is right across from this temple, so I guess a lot of people go there. But he doesn't speak English, and you have to he makes these knives. He forges these knives in his backyard and sells them to anybody who wants a knife.
And you got one.
I got one. And it was great because I'm mostly vegetarian, so I mostly cut up vegetables, and we were drawing pictures and miming. He taught me how to sharpen the knife. I don't know. It was great. And ever since then, I've been obsessed with this knife. It's so sharp.
So sharp. Those cucumbers, so thin.
So thin.
So thin. Do you want to play a song for us?
Yeah.
What do you want to play for us first?
I guess I'll play Breathing Underwater, even though you already played it at the intro.
Yeah, but that was a recorded one. Put a little live.
This is different keyboards.
Okay. Are you all set up with your microphone and everything? Do I have to do anything? Let me see.
Let me just check.
Oh, you're good.
I can feel the feeling of your face on my
Thank you.
Thanks.
You can talk on that microphone.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You like my...
Oh, Liz is saying no. Oh, Taskmaster Liz.
All right, I'm back.
Oh, my
I can
goodness.
handle this.
Whipped it.
So, how is the writing process now? It's just you without the trio. I mean, are you like, you're like, I'm going to put this sound here.
Well, I got to say, it's really hard because I've been so reliant on Heather and Erica to kind of... You were so sweet.
We're just playing musical chairs. There we go.
Kind of literally.
Oh, I
So
like that.
it's funny because when I work with Heather and Erica, I have them to rely on about like what sounds good and what doesn't sound good, and we're all so brutally honest with each other that it makes it really easy to trust them and to trust yourself. But it's kind of like, oh, this sounds great. Oh, that sounds great. But I did notice that most of my songs have become incredibly simple.
Really? Oh, because you're just focusing on just getting it out?
Or just like this sound sounds good.
Right, and then you're done. You move on. You don't have that feedback that people be like, actually, it sounds good, but maybe.
Yeah, plus there's not 6 hands. There's only like, I have 2 hands. And yes, I'll have like 10 tracks of keyboards, but, you know, it's easy.
It's easy. This track sounds done. Let's go.
But
Next.
then
Dinner time.
learning to record is really difficult.
Oh, when you're by yourself?
Yeah, and also dinner time is a problem because I have my studio in my basement.
Yeah.
And then the
man.
kitchen is right upstairs, and so you're just like, oh, I don't really feel like comping. You know, it'd be really great using my new Japanese chef knife.
Oh, yeah.
True.
Man, it's the same creative process, right?
No,
No?
not at all.
What, cooking and making
Music?
music? Totally different things?
Well, I mean, I guess they both require creativity and ingredients. Okay, I'm starting to see the analogy.
I don't really see it. I think it was bad, and he's trying to save it.
Oh, man.
Let's leave the cooking to the chefs.
Man, we have been trying to just draw this analogy between food and music for like 7 or 8 years.
Okay,
This
so
does
you
not
got
work.
your ingredients.
Okay.
And if you don't have quality ingredients, it's not going to work out.
Right, and if you don't have quality synthesizers, you're not going to make a hot track.
Yeah, but some of the
Exactly.
best music I've ever heard has been made on like really bad equipment.
That's true.
Yeah, but what constitutes bad?
I mean, just like, like instruments that people bought at like Walmart or got as gifts, but yet they just did a really great job.
Yeah.
I'm really just trying to lay into Dan's
Yeah, he's
idea
got it.
here.
He's got it. It's cool.
You're not
see what-
buying it.
I'm
No,
not totally buying
no,
it. I've had a lot of like amazing meals cooked on like things that I wouldn't want to eat.
George Foreman grills.
I've had a lot of, not a lot, but I've had a few. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Thomas Keller uses them at per se, right?
Wouldn't know.
Really?
Wouldn't know.
I'm just kidding.
But,
I'm just kidding.
but Timmy down the hall in college really
Oh, yeah.
used it, and he was great.
Timmy Keller. Never mind. So the writing process is a little different. Do you enjoy the solo process and just like figuring, like seeing where your brain takes you with not being edited?
I mean, it's cool because I think the schedule really suits my life. It's like, okay, I have 45 minutes at night now that I have a kid to like get stuff done. So it makes rehearsing and writing a lot more free because I feel like I can just do it without having to run it by anybody, so I can do it on my own time. Whereas before we would have to schedule something where we would all be around. And we mostly did our writing collaboratively, so that takes a while. This is just more simple. But I do miss them.
Oh, they're amazing women.
I know.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's okay, but
I'm getting used to it.
yeah. Maybe you can start like a family band, like the Trachtenbergs.
Do you feel like that's child? I mean, no, I don't know about the Trachtenbergs. I don't know them personally, but do you feel like that whole concept is kind of like child exploitation? Like, I try not to have Henry on any of my public persona things.
I heard Henry actually didn't want to be on your tracks. That's what I read. That's what I read in the trade. But
I feel like it might be like taking advantage.
you don't want to do like a Blue Ivy track with Henry, with the new one.
No, not really. But you know what Henry is really good for? He is just as brutally honest as Heather and Erica.
Really?
Yeah, like Breathing Underwater, he loved. He wanted to hear it all the time. I looked at my iTunes. I had the demo played like 87 times
Oh,
from
wow,
playing
that's
it
a
in the
lot.
car for him.
Number one with a bullet, right?
No.
But were there other tracks where he's like, Mom, no?
Yeah, he'll if I play one that's like kind of a downer, he's like, that's too boring.
Ooh, way harsh.
I know, it's great
kids
though.
they're honest though. It's kind of like nice to hear it. It's refreshing.
Yeah, I'm really into it.
All right, can we hear a track that he likes?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
This one doesn't have a name yet.
Can we call it Henry's song?
It's about my this guy I was sleeping with in high school.
Let's definitely not call it Henry's song. Okay, well this one goes to. Do you want to say his name? No.
Well, he was cheating on his girlfriend.
You were.
He was like, if you sleep with me, I'm gonna totally break up with her and go out with you. And then I did, and then he didn't. But we still kept on sleeping together.
Still friends.
No.
Godfather. Henry's Godfather. No. Here we go. Annie Hart again live here on Snacky Tunes. Awesome. Very nice.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, yeah. So, what's the plan? EP? LP? Double
I don't
length?
know. What are you supposed to do?
I put out 2 EPs in my entire life, and no one ever listened to them. So
Yeah. So are you supposed to like hire a publicist and print it and everything?
you're the one with a successful music career.
That's true. Okay, I guess I do know. What
you know
do.
what you did. You got flown all over the world to play your music.
Yeah.
So you know,
and paid,
and
not
paid.
just the flight and free food.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, guys, you have
What
to
are
go
we
on
doing?
tour.
Oh, that's-
You
Yeah,
went on
jeez.
tour. We saw you on tour.
Yeah, saw you on-
several times.
Yeah, and then you can also make salads in the bathroom in the dark.
Oh yeah, you remember that story?
That story's so good. You can listen. That's from the last episode with Salad for President.
Oh yeah.
That was.
I still do that, and I started taking photos of my hotel salads. It's on my Instagram, Annie Hart for sure. You can see some of my hotel
Annie
salads.
for sure. It's a good gram. The gram game's good.
I was pretty wasted when I came up with it, so thanks.
Whatever works.
Yeah.
It's
Whatever's clever, as they say. I don't know. You put an EP out. I mean, you're about to have another kid, so touring is going to be...
Yeah, but also I haven't played any concerts yet by myself, and I think it's kind of I want to have like kind of an art element to it because I'm so used to having Heather and Erica with me, where I'm like, nobody's watching me, so I can just be happy and be relaxed.
Come on, no one's watching you.
But you can like get into that mindset.
Karen's watching.
I'm watching you. Like not in that way. I'm like, I'm so proud of her. She's doing so well.
I
Yeah.
was thinking, I missed my cue for the song.
What's
There's a police song about that.
Oh,
But anyway.
yeah. There's a lot of songs about watching people. Like Private Eyes. Hung out with my mom the other morning just listening like Hall & Oates. It was pretty nice.
Okay, so I have this thing with Hall & Oates where until I was maybe 21, I thought their name was Hauling Oats.
Oh my god.
Right? And then I like bought my first Hall & Oates thing and I was like, oh, it's Hall and Oates. And then, I just discovered my friend sent me this link. She remembers the story because she thought I was so stupid. And then she sends me the thing. There's a Hall & Oates granola company that's getting sued as of last month by Hall & Oates.
That's so good.
Somebody else had that idea. It's not just me.
There's a thing called Call & Notes, which is a call number where you can call and they like press 1, Private Eyes, press 2, like
true?
Rich Girl. Yeah.
That's like the They Might Be Giant style of song.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Stuff when it's like, oh, they got a touchdown phone. What can we do?
Yeah. I wish I had a...
Now if only
Colin.
I had songs on demand. I wish that technology still existed.
Did you listen to... Wait a second, what?
I'm making jokes.
I was like, what?
The jokes are so bad you don't
You're
even
on
know.
fire today.
Yeah, on fire.
But maybe that's what I should do with the music.
Yeah, that'd be a fun art project.
Yeah.
Call this number to listen to the track.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I could just put up demos.
Yeah.
And then it's not as permanent as like SoundCloud or whatever, I don't know, Spotify.
It's true.
Or you can just have Henry like them up to the top.
Wow.
Yeah. So you're going to keep recording demos.
Yeah.
You're going to put out the second child.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
And then maybe tour, EP, something like that.
Yeah, I think I'm going to play some shows in New York. I mean, I have a bunch of friends who own really cool venues, so I'm going to have my friend kind of do some kind of overhead art projection while I play, and I'm going to bring all my best synthesizers, which I've been told by synthesizer lovers that I'm forbidden from bringing out of the house.
Oh, really?
Yeah, these synths I'm playing today are great synths, and talk about garbage. One of them is kind of a
Sound great.
student /child model.
My very first synth.
But I got some other really fancy synths that I think deserve to be showcased.
And you're not supposed to take them out of the house?
No, I mean, they're so delicate. They're the kind of thing
Higher
that are
security.
made for studios. Like, I bet Genesis wouldn't even tour with them.
Uh-oh.
Are those fighting words?
I don't know. Phil's going to do what Phil's going to do. You know what I
Usually
mean?
this is since at home.
Yeah. All right, well, where can people go to SoundCloud?
Oh, yeah, it's SoundCloud/Annie-Hart. There's other Annie Harts out there that are not me.
Imitations not to be trusted.
Yeah.
How do we know it's you?
How do you know it's me? There's a picture of me with sunglasses.
Okay.
Cool mom. Super cool mom.
Super cool mom.
Man, that wedding happening in the backyard.
Yeah, there's a crazy, awesome wedding going on.
No, that was my applause button for super cool mom.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no, they're with you. They like totally agree. It's all family all the time.
They
back
did
there right now.
a cappella version of "Don't Stop Believing," which, yeah.
All right, let's wrap.
They also sang. Didn't they also sing "Gloria in Excelsis Deo"? When I walked in, they were singing like Christmas carols.
Maybe.
They were doing all the Jewish wedding songs.
Hey
when I
man,
was out there.
it's your wedding is whatever you want to do.
Multi-culti.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'll be yours
Inter-religion.
next March 27th.
I'm gonna just plan it around. Just,
Do I get to go to your wedding?
dude, you're gonna come to the bachelor party.
I actually, that's true. I was speaking to somebody. I actually met. I have a friend who the other day he got to go to a bachelor party, but he wasn't invited to that guy's wedding.
That doesn't make any sense.
It made no sense to
He
me.
he must have really fucked up during the bachelor party.
Yeah.
I think
I
don't think it was ever part of the plan. I just thought that was really strange.
Essentially, what I've learned that if you invite anyone to the pre-wedding events,
Yeah, you have to invite
engagement
him
party,
to the
bachelor
big deal.
they got to
the
come to the
main
big
event.
Yeah, to the main event.
Yes.
I want to know what that was.
I'll tell you a little bit more about it offline.
Oh, okay. Wow. No, you'll be coming. And there's an
Great.
engagement party. We're going to go to Montreal. It'll be fun.
I can't imagine what going to Montreal with you might be like.
Yes, you can, because we did it, and it was deliciously decadent, if you will.
It was crazy.
Poutine forever.
I know, it was the craziest blizzard I've ever experienced.
We drove into Montreal the day after the largest
single snowfall. And
ever.
for Montreal, that's a lot.
Wait, so it happened the day after?
No,
and
the
you
day
still
we
went?
drove in the day before.
Oh, the day before.
And we were driving around, and we eventually just had to shovel out a parking spot. We were like driving. We got in like 1 at night, and we went and got like
God, so much shoveling
dozen
snow
hot
that weekend.
Dozen hot Saint Viateur bagels, and then
yeah.
We were living. The place we had was equidistant from Fairmont and Saint Viateur.
Oh my god, I used to live like right around in that area.
Very lucky.
Very lucky.
Yeah, I know, and we would just every day try out each different bagel and decide which one is our favorite. But
Let's
I can't
see. Today I'll have a
remember.
sesame, and then tomorrow I'll have a sesame, and then the day after that I'll have a sesame.
And they're so small. It's like you can just eat as many as you want.
Oh yeah.
They don't even count as bagels.
No, not like these behemoth New York ones.
No.
We don't have enough time to talk about New York bagels.
We can do a whole Montreal edition of this show one day.
Yeah.
You know what
my
I'm
God.
looking for in New York? Hot pretzels. When are we going to start the gourmet hot pretzel brigade?
I don't know. I think people still are bummed on carbs. Right?
No.
I don't know.
I think
People
there's a
love
carb
carbs.
backlash.
I don't know. Hot pretzel and mustard bar would be phenomenal.
It's true.
Doing sandwiches. They used to you ever go to Philly and they have like sort of like a figure eight pretzels, and you cut those in half and you make that's your bread for a sandwich.
No.
Did I just explode your mind?
You know, everybody's always like, "Oh, Philly's the next Williamsburg," and now I'm
Not true.
kind of
Not true.
Right. Well, obviously it's
Thank
not true, but
God.
now, aren't you like intrigued a little by Philly?
I grew up in
I
Philly.
love Philly.
Oh,
I
you
love
grew up in Philly.
I love it.
Philly's wonderful.
It's no sixth borough.
Well, we know the New York Times keeps telling me
It keeps
all
telling
day,
me.
every day that the sixth borough is Los Angeles.
Yeah. Oh yes.
So there was another article today about New
I
Yorkers
saw.
packing up and
I
going to
saw
Los
that,
Angeles.
but
Who
you know
does
what?
that? Who packs up and moves to
All
LA?
my friends, because
I don't
I'm
know.
like,
Maybe you jerk. Whatever. Have fun. Take your beard out there.
take
Yeah.
your beard out there. Go say hi to everybody. I'm always like, oh, I haven't seen you in a couple months. Let's hang out. Oh, I'm in LA.
If
Constant.
you have full permission to punch me in the face if Travis and I buy matching fedoras.
I'm not going to punch you in the face. Whatever. Just have fun.
Just have fun in that fedora. Maybe I'll get a bucket hat. I don't know. So many options.
You're definitely getting cargo pants.
We're a KFC bucket.
Yeah, definitely getting some cargo
pants,
shorts.
some Tevas.
Oh yeah. Guess what? My toes are gonna get so tan out there.
Such a jerk.
All right. Well, we have time for one more song. Do
Oh, really?
you not want to play one more song?
I mean, I could.
Well, you're not.
It's kind of a downer song.
That's fine.
Is that okay?
Yeah. We'll just tell Henry not to listen. I want to thank you. Thank you to Brutal Mag, Joe and Nick, Feeding the Fire. And on May 12th, we return for our 8th season of the Barbecue Blowout. We have the wonderful boys of Greenpoint Fish and Lobster Co.
Shout out Adam and Vinny.
Shout out to those two guys doing grilled fish tacos with Gustavo Solsa. And Gustavo is going to be on Snacky Tunes next week. And we have the wonderful men of Turing Machine, Justin and Scott, throwing the decks down. It's a good tradition.
It's the kickoff to summer.
It's a kickoff to summer, May 12th. Ticket sales are actually really awesome. So
They
you
should be.
You can
I
go to
totally
Heritage
expect to be.
heritageradionetwork.org and look for the Barbecue Blowout poster. Or if you go to BBQ Blowout May 2015.eventbrite.com.
Nobody's going to remember that.
Just go to heritagenetwork.org and you can see the poster. Liz's thumbs up to that. Shaking her head at the other stuff.
She's really just like the
Oh, man.
master today.
She was like, wait, if I just speak to them with a voice of authority, they're going to do whatever I say. We're like, yes, Liz. I'm sorry, Liz. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. What? Oh, my God. She's psyching me out. Well, Annie, thank you so much. Carter, thank you as always.
Pleasure.
Shout out to the fam. Shout out to Anna. We'll see you next week, and enjoy the summer. Here we go.
I'm at the paper pool. My hands are so full. I'm at the paper pool. My hands are so full. We'll drive around till we get back, and we'll slide it through into a paper bag. I'm at the paper pool. My hands are so full. I'm at the paper pool. My hands are so full.
Thanks for listening to this program on heritageradionetwork.org. You can find all of our archive programs on our website or as podcasts in the iTunes store by searching Heritage Radio Network. You can like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter at heritage_radio. You can email us questions anytime at info@heritageradionetwork.org. Heritage Radio Network is a 501c3 non-profit. To donate and become a member, visit our website today. Thanks for listening.